Let me explain this example. Find the sample variance and the standard deviation of the following sample. First, we can find the sample variance and get the square root of the sample variance for the sample standard deviation. So what is the formula for the sample variance? That is the notation is s to power 2. So s to power 2 equals summation I goes from 1 to n xi minus x bar to power 2 divided by n minus 1. Or you can write in other form, that is the expansion of the summation x1 minus x bar to power 2 plus x2 minus x bar to power 2 up to xn minus x bar to power 2 divided by n minus 1. N is the number of observation, here 8. So let me create a table for this. I use the first column for the observations. There are 8 observations, therefore x1 to x8. Now the second column I use for the deviation of the mean. To find the deviation, we need to find the x bar. So what is the x bar? Get the summation of the observations and divided by 8. That is 1.38. Now I subtract 1.38 from each observations. That is the deviation of the mean. Right. I explained this before. The sum of the deviation of any data set must be 0. Let me check for this problem. Yes, it is 0 as I expected, right? Sum I goes from 1 to 8, xi minus x bar equals 0. Right. The next column I use for the second power of the deviation. So you can write the second power of the deviation, that is in the second column. Now the formula of the variance. So what is the formula? Summation xi minus x bar to power 2 divided by n minus 1. So how do we find a summation of xi minus x bar to power 2? Or other words, I can say the numerator of the variance, right? What is the numerator? Xi minus summation xi minus x bar. That is the sum of the last column, the third column. That is 1.8815. So n is 8. Then sample variance is 1.8815 divided by 8 minus 1. N minus 1 is 2.2693. Then that is the sample variance. So how do we find the sample standard deviation? We know the sample standard deviation is, that is S, is the square root of the sample variance. Sample variance is 0.2693. Therefore, square root of 0.2693 is 0.519. That is the sample standard deviation. Yes, in my next video, I am going to discuss the quartiles.